Hello, welcome back. So today we have a parking cooler, another one, and this is brand new. The only thing why we took it out of the box is because we have to test some parts. So a customer sent us some parts back and he doesn't know really which one is the problem. So I know I had this unit like this before. Now the thing is, this is a 12-volt unit and the other one was 24 for trucks, and we have here the electronics. So we have the ECU and we have the display, and one of these I think is defective. We don't know which exactly, so we'll have to test them. So this is the only thing. I have the unit out of the box, and the main difference that I spotted is this cables and connectors. Look how thick cables we have for the 12-volt unit. For the 24-volt unit, I think this is the gauge and this is for the 12 volts one. So actually I think it's double, and this is to be understood because with the voltage the current will rise. So the unit is cooling about the same, 1.4 kilowatts, and basically the current doubles from 24 to 12 volts. Yeah. Okay, so let's connect. I will connect the connectors and see what's happening here with the unit. So we heard the beep, 2 beeps. We have it connected, and let's see if something on the display is okay. So the display is doing nothing. Yeah, so no problem. I have another display here, and I also had to wait for the display, maybe 1 or 2 weeks to get it, because I have this type of displays. But look, so there is a difference between them. On this, the connectors are not filled up with this gel. Yeah, so we can see on this one everything is filled up with some kind of I don't know if it's silicone. Yeah, it's kind of rubbery, but I didn't want to put a display like that on this unit because I think there is a purpose why they sealed everything up, and also this cable is directly attached, so it's glued here. Okay, so I will change the display. Let me see if I can fix the camera somehow. So let's see. I will take off this thingy. We have the cable arranged here nicely. Okay, so let's see what happens if we connect this display. Now you can connect this cable 2 ways around. So if you connect it backwards, there's no problem, it will just keep on beeping like this. So let's see if I remember how I took it down. I think this red was on that side. And also the customer showed us a picture that the display is showing E9, which means that the cab is tilted. But of course also the board can be tilted and you can have the same error because the sensor for the tilt cabin it's in the board. Okay, so we replace the display. Let's see, let's try to power it on. And look, yeah. That's really interesting. The unit is starting, yeah. So no problem with the board. I guess. I don't know if our compressor will start. Well, the fan started at the top, and I don't know how many degrees we have here in the workshop, in the warehouse actually. So it is working, and of course the unit has an air distribution panel, which I didn't use this time because we do not need it for the purpose of testing parts. So we can see it's working, so there's nothing wrong with the ECU. Here we have the problem, and I see this is cracked. I don't know if you can see it. Let's try to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so probably the buttons gave up, some problem with the panel, and probably the customer pushed the buttons hard thinking that will solve the problem. But yeah, this is it. So I believe this is the only problem. I cannot feel any cold air, fortunately, because I don't know what temperature we have, and I don't know, is there a way to read it? Yeah, so we have 16 degrees, and I will try to heat up the sensor, because if not, I don't think the compressor will start. But anyway, I don't think there's a problem with anything else. So if we tilt the board like this, let's see if we will have the error that the customer experienced. It probably takes a while. Yes, and shortly we have the error. That's E9. I know it's upside down, and you read it maybe 63, but it's E9. And yeah, so we can conclude that the picture that the customer sent with this error, E9, was just because of the tilted board. And if we put the board back horizontally, yeah, we can see the error is gone, and we can start the unit again. So I will leave this unit running for a little bit. I will try to warm up the sensor just to make sure that everything is running, but from my side this is the problem. So the display is gone, so these buttons don't work anymore, because when we start it up we can see something on the display, but the buttons will not work. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and this is it for today. So this is a Dirna unit made in Spain, and actually they are really good units. We don't really have much problems with them, but it happens from time to time that thingy like this is defective, but yeah, what can you do? It's easy to solve. Okay guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye bye. Okay, so after contacting the manufacturer to see what's wrong, what happened, in this case we had these panels failing before, but on different units where the board is protected, yeah, and there on those ones there cannot be liquid damage, but the manufacturer says to check under this connector. Yeah, and not surprisingly we found here that some liquid damage, yeah? So water get under this connector. Now what can it be? So we looked at the installation of the unit. Yeah, let me just turn off. So we can see that the unit is mounted on, I don't know, a van, and here in the front where there is a gasket that probably is sitting right on the check valves. So there are some rubber check valves. Let me show you, this kind. And this is where the condensation water gets out of the unit. And if these valves are seated on the gasket, not in front of it, yeah, then the water has no way to get out. It fills up the little tray that's under the vaporizer, and the water goes right into the distribution panel. So only two ways for water to get in. One is if this gasket is not installed correctly, yeah, so of course it would be best to make the connection between the gasket comes in a roll and you have to stick it on under the unit, and it's better to make the connection of the beginning and the end of the gasket right here, not in the traveling direction or from behind of the unit, because there will never be so strong winds here on the sides than it can be here on the front of the unit. So this is one way that water can get in, but I don't think that's the case here. And the other one is when these check valves get blocked by dirt, yes, or by installation error, yeah, and here we have also one that is filled up with dirt. Yeah, so this should be the situation in this case. This is a technical bulletin, so these things happened before. Yeah, but since then the units branded Cooltronic were modified, but this one is still under the manufacturer's brand Dirna, so it looks like they didn't introduce also these modified distributors where there is no way for the water to get in, even if it's a wrong installation. Yeah, but in this case they didn't follow the instructions properly, and this is why we have this problem. Okay, so now we're really saying goodbye. Bye bye.